everybody, this is Deborah Franklin. Thank you so much for joining us here on The Tea. We are just getting going and we really appreciate your love and support. Now check out our video about a book club. So serious that if they find out you didn't read the book, you just might get kicked out. These ladies are serious. I give you the Bibliophiles.
We are a collection of women who love the literature of the African diaspora. It's the literature of any people that have Africa as their root.
We meet 6 times a year at members' homes.
How are you? I was up all night reading the book.
I mean, we've covered slavery, we've covered Reconstruction, Harlem Renaissance. Right now, we're reading books on the post-civil rights era. And just the knowledge that I have been able to gather through the books that we have read has really, really enriched my life.
I have read this book 10 times.
Have
Each
you?
time I read it, I get something new.
Yeah.
It is
I know.
fabulous. It really is.
We have friends who won't come to our meetings because they think they say, what are you, in college? You're reading books that are too heavy.
It's a very serious book club. We do not just come together to socialize, although that's a very important aspect of it, but we come together to learn and to teach and to grow together.
When they come in the room, the first thing we do, we hug. I'm a hugger.
That's what we're going to do first, ladies. What's that? We are going to eat.
Our meeting is about reading, discussion, and eating.
Short one because I know everybody's starving.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Madam Chaplain.
You will not come to a bibliophile meeting and not have good food. It's just a requirement.
Amen. Okay.
So after we kind of eat and sit back and relax, then we discuss the book.
Okay, Sister Bibbs, thank you to our hostess, Joyce,
My
for that
pleasure.
delicious meal. And then to our facilitator and the guys for watching God.
All right, here we go.
Don't come to the meeting if you haven't read the book.
If you're a guest of the Bibliophiles, first of all, you better read the book.
The minute you opened your mouth with our club, we can tell if you've read that book.
Well, my sisters, today we are going to talk about authenticity. And there was no one during the Harlem Renaissance more authentic than Zora Neale Hurston.
Yes, indeed. I agree with
In her 1937 classic, Their Eyes Were Watching God, she talks about an uncommon woman during an uncommon time. And we are going to unpack this work in a way that it's never been unpacked before. We don't spend our time with idle gossip. Not at all. Once the meeting is underway, it is strictly business, and it is the kind of meeting to which you must come prepared, or you will be outed. You will out yourself. Set the landscape for us, if you would, Joyce.
It was jazz, it was hot, it was sexy, and it was real.
You'll also notice that people will refer to notes, and when they quote, they'll quote from the book, they'll quote the page number.
Debbie usually facilitates extremely well. She's our wordsmith, and she takes us to task. No question goes unanswered.
But is she authentic?
I absolutely believe that she's authentic. And Zora Neale through Janie says something on page 285. When you talk about being authentic and taking the journey and coming back, she says, it's a known fact, Phoebe, you gotta go there to know there.
We came together 25 years ago when myself and Sheila Baines read a book that just mesmerized us. And we just started talking about the book to each other. And we decided that it was important that we talked about it not just with each other, but with other people. So we each invited 5 friends to come to a meeting. Voila, the Bibliophiles was born.
Well, this is about authenticity, but it's also about self-actualization. And a man enters Janie's life who enriches it in ways she could never have imagined, and that's tea cake. Enter tea cake. What happens next?
Everything.
Everything good. Tea Cake was the love of her life.
Absolutely.
And the love of her life because he loved who she was. He loved her authentic self and allowed her to be her real authentic self. And so I think that this is a love story, but it's also the story of a woman, and this is where I think race and class and gender come together, where she was able to really find her authentic self as a woman during that day and time.
Let me break it
This
down.
man who didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, several years her junior, how could he make such a difference in her life?
Swag.
Yes,
That's
yes,
why
yes,
she was
yes,
with
swag,
TK.
and he allowed her to be who
TK
she
had
is.
swag. It didn't. I mean, the authentic and the self-actualization, that's really important. But TK did something no man had ever done. TK touched her soul. The way Bill Clinton touched Hillary Clinton's soul, and that's why she was still with him.
Our book club has deep meaning for me because each time we come together, it is a celebration, a recognition of our enslaved ancestors who were deprived from books, deprived from reading, deprived from writing. So each time we come together, we celebrate, and we are renewed over and over again, and we are reminded of those who came before and the sacrifices they have made to allow us to be the Bibliophiles today.
Another great Harlem Renaissance writer, Claude McKay, once said, "We wear the mask. When, if ever, are you your most authentic self?"
That's a good question.
I paused when you first asked that question because I like to think that I'm always being my most authentic self. But I really think I'm my most authentic self in the company of my sisters, in the company of the Bibliophiles. And it's mainly because of the language of acceptance and love that you give to me.
For the women in the club, literature is like food. It sustains us, especially the literature that we have committed ourselves to preserving and promoting. It sustains us, it nourishes us. And like any good meal, you enjoy it most when it's shared.
God be with you. God be with you. God be with you until we meet again. All right.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and let's keep the conversation going and growing.